Welcome back to Splendid Tales, where ordinary people face extraordinary injustice and still come out shining. If you're ready for a story that'll make your jaw drop, tap that like button now. The courtroom smelled like old wood and faint coffee, ceiling fans spinning lazily above. Sitting at the front was Mr. Elijah Brooks, 68, a retired mechanic, neatly dressed, calm as a Sunday morning. Across from him lounged Officer Grayson Cole, chest puffed, chewing gum, tapping his badge like it was a drumbeat of dominance. A week earlier, Elijah had parked outside a grocery store, minding his own business. Grayson swaggered up, ticket pad in hand, and barked, "Move it." Elijah raised an eyebrow. "Officer, that truck's been double parked since dawn. I figured someone had dibs." Grayson's smile thinned. "Don't sass me, boy." Before anyone could blink, smack. Sunglasses flew, dignity wobbling like a dropped stack of coins. Elijah didn't flinch. He adjusted his glasses, smirked just slightly, and muttered, "Son, I fought in wars so men like you could sleep easy. Didn't know I'd live long enough to regret it." Now, the courtroom waited. Grayson smirked like victory was already his. Elijah leaned back, tapping his cane lightly on the floor, quiet, funny, utterly in control of his calm. Every whisper and snicker from the audience only made him grin wider, as if he already knew how this story would unfold. If you're enjoying this already, don't forget to like and subscribe. The drama's only starting. The judge shuffled papers, cleared his throat, and tried to command the room, but the tension hung heavier than the ceiling fans. Elijah sat quietly, hands folded, eyes calm, exuding that quiet humor that made the arrogance around him seem almost ridiculous. Across the aisle, Grayson tapped his fingers impatiently, his smirk sharper, his pride swelling with every second. The prosecutor began, "Your Honor, Mr. Brooks became verbally aggressive." Elijah raised a hand politely. "Aggressive. Sir, last I checked, a question about fairness ain't a duel." A few stifled laughs echoed through the courtroom. Grayson's jaw tightened, lips twitching like he was trying to chew words into submission. The judge, frowning, asked if Elijah had anything to say. He stood slowly, voice calm but steady. "Your Honor, I've spent decades building engines, teaching kids, and keeping my neighborhood safe, and yet a man in uniform decides I'm disrespectful over a parking space. I don't need anger to speak truth, sir. I just need a voice that won't quit." Grayson leaned back, muttering under his breath to his partner, "He's playing the sympathy card." Elijah, quiet but sly, whispered to himself, "Sympathy's for the weak. I prefer surprise." The crowd shifted, sensing a storm waiting to break. Whispers spread, eyes darting between the calm veteran and the twitching officer, unsure who would crumble first. Elijah's smirk was subtle but present, a quiet promise that patience sometimes outshines force. If you're hooked on this, make sure to like and subscribe. Karma's just warming up, and you won't want to miss what comes next. Just as the judge looked ready to dismiss the case, the courtroom doors swung open. In strode Tanya Brooks, Elijah's daughter, sharp as a lightning strike in her navy suit, heels clicking with authority. Every eye followed her, but Grayson's smirk faltered immediately. He hadn't expected a storm to walk in on his turf. "Your Honor," Tanya's voice cut through the murmurs like a whip. "Before we proceed, I'd like to present new evidence." Grayson scoffed, leaning back. "Oh, here we go. Another lawyer thinking she can impress the court with theatrics." Tanya didn't blink. "No theatrics, officer, just facts." The judge raised an eyebrow. "What evidence?" Tanya nodded toward Elijah. "This footage comes from your patrol car, Officer Grayson. Mr. Brooks here helped maintain the system that automatically uploads all video to the cloud." Grayson paled. "That's impossible," Elijah chuckled quietly, tapping his cane. "Old habits die hard, son." The bailiff wheeled in a screen. Tanya pressed play. The courtroom went still. Grayson's voice blared, "Don't talk back to me, boy." Then came the slap, sharp and undeniable. Tanya leaned forward, eyes blazing. "And this is only the beginning. Your actions have consequences. You thought you could humiliate my father and walk away. Not today, not ever." Whispers turned to gasps. The room felt electric, suspense so thick it could be sliced. Elijah's subtle grin mirrored pride. His daughter, fierce and fearless, had just turned the tide. If you're enjoying this epic showdown, hit like and subscribe. Karma's about to hit full throttle. The courtroom lights dimmed as the dash cam flickered to life. Every eye locked on the screen, and suddenly, Grayson's angry voice filled the room. "You people don't know your place." Then the sound came, the unmistakable smack that had haunted Elijah all week. Silence fell so heavy it pressed against the walls. Tanya stood tall, fierce as ever, eyes locked on the screen. Your Honor, she said, voice sharp, this is proof of assault, misconduct, and abuse of power. Grayson turned, panic flooding his face. This, this isn't admissible. Elijah chuckled softly, adjusting his glasses. Son, facts don't need permission to speak. The judge slammed the gavel. Officer Grayson, you are suspended immediately pending full investigation. Bailiff, remove him from this courtroom. Grayson flailed, shouting, but the officers who once obeyed his every command now dragged him out like a broken toy. His authority crumbled with each step. Elijah rose slowly, cane tapping, and smiled at his daughter. Well done, Tanya. You've got more fight in you than I remembered. The crowd erupted, laughter and applause mixing with astonishment. Cameras flashed as reporters clamored for quotes. Elijah tipped his hat and said, never underestimate a man who knows his worth, or a daughter who knows hers. Outside, sunlight spilled over the courthouse steps. Karma had clocked in, sharp and precise. This is Splendid Tales, reminding you that patience, dignity, and fire make the sweetest justice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because the best revenge is always delivered with style.